Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Before we begin this aviation-focused journey, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Justin, a corporate worker with a deep passion for aviation. Beyond aircraft, I enjoy exploring different routes, documenting airports, and sharing short layover diaries from my travels. I prefer to keep things simple, focusing on the experience of flying and the stories behind each journey. If these are kinds of videos you enjoy, feel free to subscribe and join me on the future adventures. Thank you for watching and let's get started. Welcome to the second part of our Southeast Asian Season 1 Mid-Grand Series. In the previous video, I shared my journey from Manila to Singapore on board Scoot's Boeing 787-9. During my 30-hour layover, I had the opportunity to explore Singapore Changi Airport and visit some of the city's most iconic landmarks, including Merlion Park, Marina Bay Sands, and Gardens by the Bay. Along the way, we also got to taste some of Singapore's well-known local dishes. Now, it's time to continue the journey as we head to Kuala Lumpur aboard our featured airline, Ethiopian Airlines. Ethiopian Airlines operates a unique fifth freedom route between Singapore and KL. The aircraft originates from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, before making a stop in Singapore to drop off and pick up passengers, then continues onward to Kuala Lumpur. These Fifth Freedom flights offer a rare opportunity to experience an airline outside its home region while traveling between two cities in Southeast Asia. So today, let's see what Ethiopian Airlines has to offer on this short regional hop from Singapore to KL. I arrived at Singapore Changi Airport with plenty of time before my afternoon Ethiopian Airlines flight to KL aboard the Airbus A350-900. This also gave me another opportunity to explore the airport and do some plane spotting, which I have shared in my previous videos. Our aircraft for today is an 8.9 years old Airbus A350-900 registered as Echo Tango Alpha Uniform Charlie. At the check-in area, I was initially issued a boarding pass from one of the self-service kiosks. Since I collect traditional cardboard boarding passes, I asked one of the staff if they could print one for me instead. Thankfully, they were more than happy to help me and handed me a new boarding pass. Our aircraft has just arrived from Addis Ababa after a journey of approximately 9 hours. As this is a transit stop, all passengers arriving from Addis Ababa will disembark and proceed through security screening before continuing their journey. From the information I received, a significant number of passengers on board were from Uganda and were traveling to Kuala Lumpur to attend a conference. Apart from the Boeing 777, the Airbus A350 remains one of my favorite aircraft to spot. Although my all-time favorite will always be the Boeing 737-200. Its sleek and elegant design give it a unique aura whenever it appears at the gate. Even some of the Ethiopian Airlines ground staff seem to take a moment to admire the aircraft as it arrived. Boarding is started by group. It was fast, then I became one of the passengers late to board. We were welcomed on board by one of the cabin crew wearing traditional Ethiopian attire. I was seated in 48 Lima near the back of the aircraft. From here, I had a chance to document the cabin, including the aisle and the seat covers. Each seat comes equipped with an IFE. A foldable tray table, a passenger briefing card, the Sheva duty-free catalog, Selamta magazine, and a pillow. As for the legroom, I have no complaints. Being a short guy, I usually find the space comfortable on most flights. Before we push back, let me briefly share my plans for KL. Instead of going to the city, I plan to do some plane spotting at the Adjung Spotter area, visit the Skybridge at KLIA 2, and try some local food. Unfortunately, the Skybridge visit did not go as planned, but I will explain why later in this video. A quick trivia about Ethiopian Airlines. The airline makes its announcements in 3 languages, including Amharic, Oromo, and English. Meanwhile, the safety demonstration was shown on the seatback entertainment screens before departure. With the cabin ready, all passengers seated, we were soon set for our journey to our destination.
In case of loss of cabin pressure, oxygen mask will drop in front of you. When this occurs, place the oxygen mask over your nose and mouth and breathe normally. Make sure your mask is well adjusted.
While taxiing to the runway, I was able to catch a glimpse of a Lufthansa Boeing 747-400. A rare sight in today's aviation industry. We headed to runway 20 Charlie and began our takeoff roll. we climbed out of Singapore, I caught a glimpse of the countless container ships scattered across the water below. A familiar sight around one of the world's busiest ports. Soon after departure, the aircraft turned north as we continued our journey towards Kuala Lumpur. One of the first things I checked was the in-flight map on the entertainment screen, which is always my favorite feature of any flight. Not long after takeoff, the cabin crew began the in-flight service. Passengers were served a chicken bun along with their choice of drink. I opted for a coffee. Despite the full cabin, the service was carried out efficiently. I was impressed by how quickly the crew managed to serve all passengers. In previous episodes, I mentioned how cabin crew closed the overhead bins before departure. On Philippine Airlines and Cathay Pacific, I usually see one crew member doing the task per bin, while on EVA Air, they often work in pairs. On this Ethiopian Airlines flight, I noticed 3 cabin crew members moving side by side while closing the overhead bins. It was a small detail, but I found it quite cute. Almost like a game of follow the leader as they made their way through the cabin. I did not get the chance to visit the lavatory on this flight. Being seated by the window, I didn't want to disturb the passenger next to me who was catching up on sleep after a long journey from Uganda and Addis Ababa. Given the short flight time, I simply stayed in my seat for the remainder of the journey. And just like that, the spoilers deployed as we began our descent into Kuala Lumpur. Our arrival route took us toward the Kuala Lumpur metropolitan area before the aircraft made a series of turns to line up with the runway at Kuala Lumpur International Airport. With the ground drawing closer and the airport now within sight, it was almost time to conclude my first flight on board Ethiopian Airlines. While the Airbus A350 still looks sleek and elegant from the outside, I found the cabin looking a little tired in some areas. Perhaps after years of flying long-haul routes across several continents, some signs of wear are simply unavoidable. And just like that, we arrive at our destination. Bringing my first experience with this airline to one end. It may have been a short flight, but it was a unique opportunity to experience a fifth freedom route on board the Airbus A350-900. I would also like to give credit to the flight crew. Despite already operating a long-haul journey from Addis Ababa, they remained professional and attentive throughout the flight. Their commitment to safety and passenger comfort is truly commendable. This was my first time arriving at KLIA 1. Upon arrival, I could not exactly tell where I was. My only goal at that point was to clear immigration. While walking through the terminal, I came across the forest atrium, and that was when it hit me that our aircraft had parked at the satellite concourse because of the 4 corners I see or 4 directions I see after the atrium. After clearing immigration, I headed straight to arrivals lobby where I would catch the shuttle bus to KLIA 2 From there, I made my way to Tune Hotel near KLIA 2 to catch another complimentary shuttle service to my accommodation for the night, Tune Hotel Aeropolis. With my transportation sorted, it was finally time to check in, drop off my bags, and prepare for the afternoon agenda. When I arrived at the front desk, I was informed that I had just missed the 6 o'clock p.m. shuttle. This meant I need to wait for the next shuttle which would depart in an hour. While waiting for the shuttle, I just gazed at KLIA 2's air traffic control tower which stood prominently beside the terminal. A quick trivia, Kuala Lumpur International Airport has 2 air traffic controllers, one serving the main terminal and one serving KLIA 2 due to the distance between the 2 terminal complexes. I also found myself wondering how the 2 towers coordinate with each other and manage aircraft movement across such a large airport. It is one of the most behind-the-scenes operations that most passengers never see, but plays a vital role in keeping the airport running safely and efficiently. I have always enjoyed having free time during my travels. It gives me a chance to slow down, enjoy the moment, and simply be with myself while taking in the surroundings. As evening approached, I decided to do my plane spotting the next morning instead. After a long day of travel, it was time to rest, recharge, and prepare for another day. The shuttle eventually arrived, and after a journey of around 30 minutes, we finally reached the Tune Hotel Aeropolis. With check-in completed and my bags dropped off, it was time for a quick room tour. The view outside was amazing. In the distance, I could see KLIA Terminal 2 along with some aircraft movements around the airport. It was a nice sight to end the day. Good morning from Kuala Lumpur. I am here in Kuala Lumpur, not really Kuala Lumpur but in Sepang, near the Kuala Lumpur International Airport. And it's quite far from the airport. I just ordered food. I ordered nasi goreng ayam. Nasi goreng ayam, rice, and mee goreng ayam, noodles. Ang dami, hindi ko alam paano ito ubusin. Hindi ano kakainin ko dito. Breakfast ko na lang yung bukas. I'll take the... Wow! Look! Grabe, ang dami. Paano ko ito ubusin? Kain tayo. So tomorrow, ilang oras lang tulog ko? 5 hours. Gising ako maaga. Punta ako ng Anjong plane spotting area near here in Kuala Lumpur International Airport. Stay tayo doon ng 1 hour. And then balik tayo dito for the 9 o'clock shuttle pickup going back to the airport. Then we will have another flight bound for Saigon. Sana marami pa akong energy for that. Na-inform na ganito pala ang dami to. Mukha lang ako malakas kumain pero Ang dami talaga ng pagkain. Bali bukas ko kakainin yun. Bukas, yung flight natin from KL to Saigon, may pagkain yun, yung jet. Iniisip ko na kung paano ko siya uubusin. Baka makarating pa ng Manila yun. The next morning, I planned to check out early and make my way to Anjung Spotter area. The morning view from the hotel was even more impressive than the evening before, with clear views of the airport in the distance. Before heading out, I stopped by the restaurant downstairs for a cup of coffee. After that, I booked a Grab ride and made my way to the spotting area. On the way to the Anjung Spotter area, I enjoyed the views of the airport complex. There were numerous hangars and facilities from different airlines along the route, making the short drive interesting. Even before reaching the spotting area, the plane spotting had begun already. We are here now in Anjung Plane Spotter area. Anjung Spotter, however, there had been an accident which restricted the entrance to the spotting area, but that wouldn't stop me from doing what I want. So I'll just stay here in the open area. See? Glad that I went here early in the morning, when the sun is not yet too high, although it's already there. So maybe I'll just stay around here for 30 minutes because later it's getting hot and I still have a long day ahead. So yeah, let's see. But upon checking the flight schedule, we will expect Malaysia Airlines departures, all 737s, and a little bit of other airlines. But yeah, that's good. It's nice to watch aircraft flying. Now, I was on my way back to KLIA 2, only to realize later that it was actually a mistake. As it was turned out, there was no need for me to be there in the first place. However, it was not a complete loss as it gave me another opportunity to see the apron and the aircraft movements around the terminal. My goal was to visit the famous Sky Bridge, but unfortunately, things did not go as planned. I'll explain what happened in just a moment. Hi everyone, we are now here in Kuala Lumpur International Airport, Terminal 2. And we are now ready for our flight bound for Ho Chi Minh. And then we will stay there for 8 hours. And then connect to our flight back home to Manila. So yeah, come and join me again. I am too complacent that low-cost carriers operate here in Terminal 2. So I was nervous earlier while checking the flight schedule or flight board because my flight to Ho Chi Minh is missing. And upon cross-checking my ticket, it's on Terminal 1. So I will go to Terminal 1 now. So take note. Even you're a seasoned traveler, please always check your itinerary. Always check and cross-check the terminal you are departing from. With my visit to KLIA complete, it was time to my way to KLIA Terminal 1 for the next leg of my journey. My next flight would take me to Ho Chi Minh City aboard Vietjet Air, an experience that I will be sharing in the next video of this series. So be sure to stay tuned for the next episode. Looking back at my short stay in Kuala Lumpur, it reminded me that travel does not always have to be about visiting famous landmarks or ticking off tourist attractions. But it depends on your purpose, right? It can simply be about enjoying a cup of coffee in the morning, watching aircraft movements from a spotting area, getting lost in a large airport, or having a few quiet moments to yourself. Not everything went according to plan during this trip. I missed a shuttle, went to a wrong terminal, and was not able to visit the Sky Bridge. But this gave me a reason to come again. But in a way, those small detours became part of the journey and gave me experience that I otherwise would not have had. For me, that is what travel is about. Being present in the moment, appreciating the simple things, even the not so good things, and creating memories along the way. After all, I was there and I was there.